Okay, good morning. I'm now gonna attempt to drive from Georgetown to Adams Morgan. Hopefully friction free. So I'm gonna actually enable this after the light because I don't want to give it an opportunity to help me. Correction, I don't want to have FSD have a indecisive moment. So after these people cross, and I probably understand that there's probably, you know, excitement to see what it would do as far as entering that intersection, but I think that intersection is a little troublesome, so maybe for the future I will try that. Okay, so it seems like the type of turns I'm going to need to make aren't as complicated as other turns that I've had to make, but this should be a good path, right? The drive, this is about 11-minute drive, so it shouldn't be too crazy unless something happens. I think these left turns off of lights I'm usually concerned about, but this is a new version, so let's see what actually happens. As I stated earlier, it seems like the driver attentiveness settings are tuned up much better. It almost feels like they have a better model, right, for identifying if a driver's paying attention or not. Now here's a weird one. So there was a car who needed to make a turn in front of me. The vehicle just kind of stopped. And after that driver went, the vehicle was still paused, so I had to kind of nudge it a little bit. So maybe I'll just send that up. I'll send that up to them to review. Another weird one, right? It's a green light. Pedestrian just starts walking. It's a little dangerous. All right, so I need to make a left turn here. Green light, right? It's one of those yield-like situations. I'm just nudging it to get it to go. And let's see if I can not hit something. And, oh, not bad. Okay. That was good. All right. Stop at the stop sign. So I have it on assertive autopilot setting. So I think it's not really, it's doing the slow roll, stop and move. So like here. It's gonna slow and do almost a rolling, but luckily it stopped, right? And it says on the screen, autopilot pause, waiting for a cyclist. So that's pretty awesome that that logic is built in. Wow, this is awesome. It's a very tight road, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when another vehicle comes in. And I need to either move or they need to move. This would be interesting to see. But yeah, pretty phenomenal update here with 10.6. I'm surprised it's that much more better than the previous version. Things again, the turns are a lot more smoother. And you know, another thing on the psychology of this, right? So, you know, how does someone know when something is better? And what constitutes better, right? It feels like some of the turns that are just a little bit more not only confident, but there's less jerkiness. It just kind of goes just like a regular, you know, driver would go. But when I say regular driver, right, there are times where we are, as humans, assertive versus non-assertive, right? And timid in driving, depending on our moods. But it's interesting to see the variation in in this indecision. So here's an interesting one. So a pedestrian is walking. Car didn't see her because there was an occlusion, but he stopped after she appeared. That's awesome. Let's see. So I'm just gonna nudge him just a little bit, and fantastic. Good man. This is awesome. So for everyone's situational awareness, I do tap the accelerator sometimes when the vehicle's just moving too slow, and this is just to reduce the awkwardness of other drivers around you, you know, wondering probably why you're not moving as fast as they are. So here's another weird one. It stopped. That's a bug report. So it just stopped because of the way the stop signs were arranged. Didn't need to, so I just sent that up to the autopilot team. Okay. So a lot of movement occurring in the area, but again, stopped again because of how the stop signs are arranged. So what does that mean? If you have a stop sign in front of you, some cities have like double stop signs just to possibly help those behind you see when they need to stop. But the way autopilot works is it stops at your stop sign and then it stops at the one in front, which it shouldn't. It should just go because they're essentially the same thing. So hopefully the autopilot team recognizes that logic. Again, I'll probably have to send an email to them. Oh, now this is interesting here. So I need to make somewhat of a right turn, but I can't right now because there's a car next to me. So I'm gonna see what FSD is gonna do. My hope is that the car in front of me accelerates a little bit more faster than me so that I can just enter that lane. But I imagine that's not what's gonna happen. I could just pull a plat. Or okay, excellent. So they did the right thing, made a left indicator. I'm just gonna take over because I don't want to create confusion, but that was excellent. I took over there because it was in the wrong lane. It would have been a confusing situation, but not bad. Okay, so now I need to make a left turn. So this place was pretty weird yesterday, right? Not yesterday, sorry, during my last video going from Georgetown to Adams Morgan. And it was weird because of that. It didn't look like the vehicle was gonna stop, so I'm gonna send that to Tesla. For some reason it doesn't want to stop. Here. I'm thinking it's because the lines are a little, I don't know. I sent my bug report. Let me just do another one. Bug report, incorrect placement of vehicle. Yeah, so some of the language from my bug reports are kind of weak, but my hope is that they look at it, the situation, right, and figure out that I had to stop. And like I said, I can also send an email to them saying exactly what I saw, which I will probably do that. But not bad. Okay. I'm turning it back on now. So this is going to be another weird spot. For some reason it's trying to get on the left lane, but it shouldn't. I keep saying left, but I mean right. The vehicle's trying to get on the right lane, but it shouldn't. And the vehicle should not get on the right lane because the I guess in DC people park on the right lane for some of the city streets. So now this is interesting. Now it wants to make a right. So yeah, this was a problem last time. So I'm very interested to see what's actually going to happen. Like I said, I'm not surprised if a lot of these issues are tied to faulty navigation, settings. Okay, so it's like, hey, I need to get on the right lane. Good. See what happens. Because if it was me, I would like slow down, but you know, there's too many other cars here like going crazy, so I just took over. But I'm still gonna activate it. Like, I'm gonna activate it still after I finish this turn. Yeah, so this turn was a problem last time, so I had to just take over and execute the turn. Let's see if something changes going forward. Okay. All right, pretty aggressive. Got to the right. Good. Awesome. All right. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This is interesting. So saw the pedestrian walking and then was very decisive. I like it. So that was pretty good. Good overall. Okay, so once I get to the edge of this road, just like last time, I'll go back to Georgetown and see what happens. Once I get that green light. This is so interesting. Yeah, so on the navigation and routing side, I noticed that 10.3 did this a little bit better. But again, 10.6 is not bad. It's better than the older ones, but there's just little issues here and there that I saw in 10.4 and 10.5. So no biggie. I'm still excited. I still think this is we're all headed in the right direction. So let me go to, ooh, now this one's weird. And it went around the vehicle. Wow. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's go back to my favorite coffee shop. Here's a weird one. Bike rider going opposite direction. Vehicle does a little slowdown. Oh, that was actually pretty good. I probably could have taken over, but it was good. Let me say it like this. I was in control. I could have taken over, but I didn't because I didn't sense the situation that was off, because the bike rider was pretty far off in the lane. So I'm just gonna drive here because I think it's the safer decision to make, especially with all the pedestrians and stuff going. It's just the right answer. Okay, so I took over, and yeah, let's see what happens heading back to Georgetown. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of this update. You know, I continue to wonder whether or not we will actually fully have autonomous vehicles. I think no matter how many sensors you have, I don't know if that matters. I think what matters more is your logic with, you know, in the application of those sensors. And I think that that's what we should focus on if there was ever going to be any regulation. If they can like standardize the logic for it as far as the rules. Obviously that's going to be crazy difficult because each state, each local municipality, each region has like special conditions that affect, you know, what the driver can do. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. I do like watching some of Tesla's you know, AI Day and some of those videos like that, and their either recruitment or investor videos, because I can tell that, you know, there's this deliberate decision cycle. See, look at that. Like, why? So I'm just gonna take over there because I have no turns on reds. But that was a pretty, yeah, that was an awkward one. Okay, so I just took over because I didn't want to play the indecisive game, especially with pedestrians and all that. But I think if I was watching this video, I would want to know what the car would do. So I'm sorry. I made a safety decision, a safety-based decision. All right. Yeah. So my hope is that the return back is low key, but I doubt it. So let's see what happens. You know, there is one thing I love about the I was gonna say something I can't remember. Yeah, I just love everything about this update. Everything is just feels better. I guess it's more of a game of mitigating risks, right? That could appear, like even just the management of this road. If you compare it between the different software versions, like I think I have several videos of this drive. It's just different, and like I said, better. So here, like it stops here because it seizes bike riders, and I believe that's the right thing to do. And then it kept going. I didn't really have to nudge, and then kind of went to the left, right, to overcome the pedestrians. So that is exciting to know that there's this level of mitigation in the built in. So yeah, so like I was talking before, right? Like the programming logic, I think is probably what needs to be either regulated or discussed to create like a unified approach, because yeah, this problem is just this problem space of driving is just so large. Like so many decisions could be made that could lead to so many different positive and negative outcomes. So it's a tough one. was kind of funny, but not. Just in my mind, I'm like, man, of all people to have an accident with FSD, it would be like a police car. I was thinking that, and lo and behold, a police car appeared on my left. No, I was concerned. Yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. We're still winning. So here are the things that. So now wants to get on the right lane. Ooh, that was actually pretty good, right? So merge to the right lane and handled the stopping appropriately when the pedestrians were crossing the crosswalk. So that was pretty cool. Here, and there's another one where the computer helped me out. So I started going, the vehicle was going and stopped, and I didn't see that lady, so I just tapped the accelerator, the vehicle still stopped. So that was pretty good, right? It helped me out. And her, us out. That's awesome. That's awesome. And those are positive things I would say to the masses to look forward to, right? The enhanced protection for pedestrians. Again, it's evident that the vehicle defaults to, not hurting people and other objects, and you. So that's awesome. That's awesome. That's in that logic. I have no idea. So there's a problem there. And the problem is FSD likes to go around objects when they're still, but the issue is I need to make this right turn, and if I had went around them, I wouldn't have. Actually, I probably would have been able to make the right turn, but it would have been somewhat illegal. Yeah, and there's so many people here, I'm just going to take over so that I can not create a bad situation. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much it, right? So it's a straight shot to Georgetown. I don't want to give you a boring, no-turn drive. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I hope you all enjoy these two videos that I've dropped, right? And if you have questions, don't hesitate to comment and subscribe if you would like to see additional content. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.